Hey y'all, I am back again with another video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Willa. You can follow me on all of my social media platforms at just Willa Ray. I'm gonna go ahead and get into what this video is gonna be about. This video is actually gonna be about me talking about my book I just finished writing called Sweetness. Yeah, so it's a psychological, gothic, southern horror book with some romance, with some comedy. It's a little bit of everything, but the main thing is horror. Because I love horror movies, I love horror films. I always say that I wanted to be, acting horror films and things like that. That's what inspired me to write this book, because I would, I said that, I could wait for somebody to write the perfect role for me in their audition for it and hope that they pick me, or I could write it myself. I've been writing since the 4th grade. So I was like, why not write that role for myself and just let me be like write my role? Who gonna do it better? Who gonna write something for me better than me? I don't think nobody can. But no, seriously though. So that's one of the driving forces for Sweetness. I actually had the idea for this story a year ago. So this little tidbit I did leak or release to tell my Rose Circle about it. And so my Rose Circle, they are the group of people that's been supporting the story since I've started. I actually have a close friends list on the page that I have for Sweetness. It's called Sweetness the Film. I have a page, an Instagram page for it, and I put them all in my close friends list. And so they know the behind the scenes. They know a lot of stuff that I have not posted about. So they were the first ones to know this little tidbit right here, which is that I actually had the idea for this story a year ago and did not write it a year ago. Why I did not write it a year ago? Divine timing. Divine timing is a real thing, because Sweetness, what it is right now, is very different from what I thought it was going to be, because I was still in the process of healing from trauma that I had with friendships and things like that. And I was really like thinking about betrayal and revenge and all that stuff like that. So when I first got the idea for this story was going to be called Sweet's Revenge. King Asmodeus, which in Sweetness, King Asmodeus is one of Sweet's spirit guides. I'm trying not to give too much away, because I really want y'all to go read it. Those that haven't read it, I'm trying not to give too much away. But King Asmodeus is actually one of Sweet's spirit guides, and he was also in the original idea for the story. The story was actually going to be about like revenge and getting back at people that Sweet basically went to high school with. But I'm glad that I didn't write it as that, and I'm glad that I went through more time with healing and everything, and allowed my ancestors, my spirit guides, and all my deities that I work and stuff to channel this idea through me. Taking everything that I went through the past 5 years and basically alchemizing it into this book, because this book is me, y'all. Sweet is me. Sweetness is my life. It's draped in fiction, of course, but a lot of symbolism and stuff in this book goes back to my maternal bloodline. The thing about I'm trying not to give too much away, but there's so much symbolism. If you guys are spiritual, you will catch on to the symbolism, a lot of the symbolism that's in this book. Down from Sweet's dress in the first chapter, down to the number 13, down to the red cardinal birds, down to, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not trying to get too much away, but Sweet is me. And the reason why I could have came up here dressed as Sweet, but I didn't want to, because I kind of want to just talk to y'all as outside of the blonde wig and the makeup. Which honestly, when I'm Sweetness, I really don't wear a whole lot of makeup. It's basically foundation and lip liner. And honestly, when I first did the first pictures of Sweet, she didn't even have eyeshadow on. It was just makeup, like the foundation and stuff, and lip liner, really. That's all she really had on, because Sweet likes makeup, but she doesn't wear a whole cakey a lot. But yeah, so basically, this book is very, very important to me, because of so much my heart is put into it, so much of my emotion been put into it, my life, This is the first thing that I've written where I was crying while I was writing it, crying before certain chapters that I've written, I've actually cried before I start writing them. And the whole thing, even down to Nishad's character, which Nishad is the other love interest in the book. Nishad's character, and even me realizing the truth about who that character really is, even though I say he was loosely based on Chris Brown, who I realized that character really is. I'm not going to tell y'all right now, but I will eventually tell y'all later. But I'm not going to tell y'all right now. My role circle, though, y'all know, which everybody that's in that close friends list, y'all know, y'all was there when I was crying and everything. And I appreciate y'all for sending all the condolences and everything. Thank y'all so much for that. But, yeah. So, yeah. I put so much of myself into this book, y'all. And I feel like me writing this story is spiritually aligned because the first chapter of Sweetness was uploaded on Mother's Day, May 11th. And in the book, it's basically about Sweet's maternal bloodline. May 11th, which was on Mother's Day, right? So, and I'm going to tell y'all why I chose Wattpad to upload my book on and everything like that. Because I know somebody be like, why do you put it up there for people to read for free or whatever the case may be? I'm going to explain that, y'all. But the first chapter of that book was written on Mother's Day. And I told my role circle the other day that my own spiritual team was giving me signs about writing this book before I even realized it. The name of the book is Sweetness. The month before I started writing this book, which was April, I went in Bath and Body Works, and the Mother's Day scent that they have was called Sweetest Song. And that was a Mother's Day scent, and I bought it. I mean, I'll just leave it at that. Everything was divinely guided with this story, with this book, with me doing all of this. And I was so consistent with it because I tried not to go no more than 2 days without uploading. And the consistency, I'm really proud of my consistency with writing it, with uploading it and everything like that, because I've been known to start stuff and not finish, start stories and not finish it. Because I either get bored easily, I get distracted, or my mind is just like, we are over this right now. You need something new and fresh to do. Okay. So, I'm really proud of myself for that. It's 18 chapters. Ironically, even the whole like symbolism of me finishing at 18 chapters, and 1 + 8 is 9. 9 is that ending of cycles. 9 is that number of cycles ending and things like that. And then you read chapter 18 and you see where Sweet is and where she's going next. It's fitting. Everything is fitting. Because I remember when someone asked me when I first started this book, did I know how many chapters I was going to write? And I honestly didn't. Because y'all, honestly, this was channeled through me. Because sometimes I will go back and look at something like, I wrote that, or sometimes I be so in the zone that I really didn't pay attention to afterwards. Like, I didn't find out the truth about who Nishad's character afterwards until like maybe a day or two later. And when I found out, like, I was literally like, I had to create that friends list and everything because I broke down crying because yeah. So I want to tell y'all why I chose Wattpad to upload this book, because I'm gonna tell you why. For one, I don't have a really big social media presence. I don't have a lot of engagement right now. I'm not a big time celebrity or influencer or anything like that yet. So I didn't think it would be smart for me to post it somewhere for people to buy it and just wait around and hope that people buy it and things like that. I mean, I'm to the point where I'm doing every majority. I have people that support me, and the people that do support me right now, I do appreciate y'all. So don't think that what I'm saying right now is about y'all or towards y'all, because I do appreciate y'all, and I've even DM'd some of y'all personally and told y'all that. So, but I don't have a big support system yet. a really, really big support system yet where I could post a book and people buy it. If I was a more established celebrity or influencer or something like that, I would have felt more comfortable with putting on a platform for people to buy. But I am okay with putting up there for people to read for free right now, because where I foresee this going, because I believe in this story so much, I believe in my art so much, where I foresee this story going, it's going to get to a point where I have that following, where I have that community, where when I start posting books on platforms or even publishing actual books, people are going to go out and buy it. This is just the foundation right now. And the foundation is me putting my work out there, getting me out there. Sometimes, I mean, people are, and I understand people need money and things like that. But what I've also realized too, a lot of the times when you're starting out doing certain things, you're gonna have to do some things for free. You're gonna have to put some things out there for free. Because if you just, and I mean, some people can create something and then boom, that's not all the time though. That's not often. It is not me downplaying what my abilities or whatever the case may be, but it's me being smart. This is an introduction to Willa Rae. Sweetness is an introduction to Willa Rae. Learn about me, my life, my talents, my gifts, and all of that. And the introduction is going to lead to where I always knew I was going to be anyway, where I'm going anyway. So that's why I chose it, y'all. Okay. So, cause I know one of my friends did ask, she was like, where that I'm gonna buy it. And I was like, girl, you can read it for free on Wattpad. Read for free on Wattpad. There we go. Book 2 may be on Wattpad too. I don't know. And answering some of y'all questions in regards to my future plans, in regards to the sequel, when the sequel is coming out. Not right now, y'all. I don't feel comfortable with doing a sequel right now because I just finished the book. I just finished book 1, and I want to promote book 1 more. I want to do more things with book 1 to get it out there, to get more reads, to get more people to hone in on Sweetness and Sweet's character. I want this to get more out there more. Once I feel like I've built enough momentum or build enough to where Sweetness is getting that attention or whatever, and it don't have to be nothing too crazy, y'all, then I'll start on book 2. I just want to do more promoting with book 1. And who's to say, like I say, this channel through, who's to say that God won't tell me, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and write that sequel right now. Because I honestly, I got the notion, it was like something that, I'm telling you, Mother's Day, I picked up that tablet and first I went to ChatGPT because, okay, so the cover is actually made by ChatGPT. A lot of the art is AI generated art. I know people don't like AI generated art, but honestly, I feel like it's being resourceful. I am an artist, but I don't do realism or anything like that. And it's just a tool. When I get to where I'm going, I do plan on hiring actual illustrators and stuff, of course. But I'm using what I have until I can do better. Whether it's AI, whether it's editing apps, whether it's whatever I need to do to get to where I'm going, it does not matter, because Sweetness is me. That's my life. AI didn't generate the words that I wrote in that book. That's me. That's me. Regardless of how anybody feel about it, this is me being real right now. Regardless of how anybody feel about me using AI generated images, those words that I wrote, that's me. That's my life. That's my life. That's my life. The Rose legacy, the Rose woman, the Rose bloodline, that's my ancestors. That's my family. That was me. That's me honoring my ancestors. Okay? Let's be clear on that. That's me wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. My dad, Sweet's dad, like in Cardinal words, that was my dad. The whole DJ thing in the 90s music and my dad being a DJ, that's very much real. That's very much real. That's my dad. My dad was a DJ. My dad was a hype man. My dad knew martial arts. My dad was a jack of all trades. He was a Gemini as well. My dad did pass away from illness. All of that is real. All of that is real. Me living in a small southern town in North Carolina, that's real. There is a poem that I actually included on the end. There's 2 poems that I actually included in the end of the book called Southern Catastrophe. And what's the other one? I can't even think of the name of the other one right now. But anyway, Southern Catastrophe talks about me, Willa Ray, where I come from, my ancestors, my great-grandmother, my grandmother, my father. Those words are very much me. I didn't know shit about sweetness, didn't know shit about Willa Way until I told it to. Until I trained it. That's what I'm saying. ARR is not easy. Do you know how many times I had to tell AI, I'm not that big? Yes, I'm a chunky girl. Yes, I'm a big girl. Yes, I'm a thick girl. But do you know how many times I had to tell AI, I ain't that big. You better make that a little bit slimmer, because I'm not that big. I'm not that big. Do you know how many times I had to tell AI that sweet is not white? Because they will generate her as being white. Do you know how many times I had to explain to AI to make King Osmodeus a dark-skinned man with locks? Do you understand that? AI don't know shit until you tell it to. It's like a damn child sometimes. You gotta train it. You gotta tell it what to do, because it's not gonna know anything. Okay? I just want to make that clear. Okay? Those words are very much my life. Sweetness is very much my life, okay? But yeah, but I answer y'all questions about the sequel. My future plans for the sequel, I definitely want to take more photos and make them look professional. I want to get out more in my community, because I live in a country town, and just get more of that country type scenery in my photos to make it more realistic, make it feel more like y'all in the world of White Rose, North Carolina. White Rose, North Carolina is fictional, and what y'all would notice, if y'all read any more of my books or anything else, a lot of the places that I include in my book are fictional, because I'm gonna tell y'all why. I have not done a lot of traveling to experience different places to know about certain roads and certain restaurants and stuff. So I said, let me make something up. So White Rose, North Carolina is not a real place. It's a fictional place, but it's based off the town that I'm from and where I live. So just want to put that out there. But it's a symbolic reason to why it's called White Rose, because roses are a big key symbol in this book, because sweet is from a lineage, the rose lineage of rose women, that they're very intuitive, strong women, strong witches, that, over years they either didn't stand in their power, or they were held back by a man, or whatever the case may be. I don't want to give y'all too much away, because I really want y'all to go out and read it. But so yeah, so everything is symbolic to the numbers, about the number 3 and everything like that. The strawberry cake, there's a chapter called Strawberry Cake, that's symbolic as well. I want to give y'all a little tidbit as well in regards to pay attention to the red and the white. There is a scene in one of the chapters where Sweet is in the kitchen with Osmodeus, and the strawberry syrup flies back on her white shirt. Pay attention to that, and it alludes to something. I'm not gonna say what it is, but a lot of the red and whites and stuff like that, they allude to something. They, I don't know if y'all picking it up, but, or whatever the case may be, but yeah, a lot of symbolism in this book, a lot of me, a lot of things that I've endured, the Rose Eater. And so the Rose Eater is actually a spiritual attachment and not a demon. I just want to tell y'all that. So when y'all read the book, King Asmodeus is an actual demon king. You can look him up. He's an actual demon king of lust and desires. But this Rose Egypt, which is a spiritual attachment that I created, is not a demon. It's a spiritual attachment. A lot of people get spiritual attachment and demons mixed up, but they are not the same thing. There's some other stuff that I wanted to talk about as well in regards to the whole cover, the front cover of the book. When you look at that front cover, you would think it's just a regular like romance novel. And I did that on purpose because I want people to look at that book and think, oh, this looks like this is about to be a nice little love story. And then they get to read it and they're just like, oh my gosh, it's not, but I love it. Oh my gosh, it's not, but I love it. So that's why I want you to be like, I want you to hone in and be like, oh, okay, we got a little throwback romance novel, and then you read it and you realize what the heck is going on. So yeah, there was somebody had asked me. It was another question someone had asked me. Somebody asked me about why I depicted Sweet with the blonde hair and stuff. It's like a ode to like old Hollywood and stuff, and the whole mole right here and stuff. It's like a Marilyn Monroe type old Hollywood because Sweet likes old Hollywood and stuff like that. I like that type of stuff too. That's a part of my inner teen. When I was a teenager, I really loved Marilyn Monroe, Betty Page, Dorothy Dandridge. Like, I like that type of stuff. I love the fashion. Excuse me. Let me make this clear. I like the fashion and things like that. I don't like what was going on in that time period. Let's be clear. I gotta make that clear. I don't like what was going on in that time period. I'm not one of them crazy people that be like, oh, I wish I was alive during that time. No, no. I like the whole petticoats and the dresses and the hairstyles and stuff. I think it's cute. Okay. And it goes as far as that. And I think the women back then were very beautiful. That's all. That's all, y'all. Just want to make that clear. I am not one of them, oh, I wish I was born back then. I want to go back. No, not at all. So yeah. That's my inner teen, my inner child, my inner teen, my inner child, my adult self. All of that is wrapped up in this book. Childhood trauma wrapped up in this book. All of that is in this book. I'll probably make another video where I go into more details and break down maybe certain chapters or certain symbolism and stuff. This is more so of me. This video is more so of me talking about what inspired me to write Sweetness, answering some of you guys' questions in regards to Sweetness, my plans for the future. In regards to book 2, I already posted the cover for book 2, which is called Sweetness, the Rose Legacy. And you see Sweet on the front in the yellow dress instead of Sweet wears a lot of white and pink, but even the colors are represent different transitions and stuff in Sweet's life. So in the beginning, she does wear a lot of whites and pinks, and then you'll see the whites and pinks go to yellow. So yeah, so in the cover, she's wearing that yellow dress and she has the blonde hair. She has on a sash like Miss America, but it says Rose Woman, and she's carrying roses because Sweet is a rose woman. She's from the rose lineage. Why I picked roses as a symbol is because back in 2021, I had a spiritual mentor that quickly went to shit, but I understand why my spirit team let me go through that. But I had a spiritual mentor at the time, and she gave me an in-depth reading. She gave me a past life reading, but she gave me another reading in-depth about my ancestors and my bloodline and things like that. And she told me that I was a part of something called the Sisterhood of the Rose. Now, it is kind of difficult to find out information about the Sisterhood of the Rose because it's a lot of these people that wrote the information about it, and there's not too many people of this color that I like getting spiritual knowledge from. I'm just being honest. Not too many of them. There's a few, but not too many, okay? A lot of articles that are written are people this color. But she told me that I was a part of the Sisterhood of the Rose. And I had never heard anything about Sisterhood of the Rose until she told me. But then she started asking me certain questions. She was like, do you notice that you see roses all the time and things like that? And then I realized how important roses was to my grandmother and my mother's side, and how a lot of people, my the color of mourning of my mother's side is white, because they wear white to funerals and stuff like that. They don't wear black, they wear white and things like that. And finding out that one of my spirit guides is actually connected to white roses in general, white roses. And as I'm saying this, I see her face and like she's smiling at me. So yeah, she's connected to that. And yeah, it's a bloodline. It's not just, it's a bloodline. So I call it the rose lineage. That's what I call it. It is I come from a line of witches, y'all. Just putting it in layman's terms and simple terms. I come from a line of witches, and I've had a dream about me, my mom, and my sister. But we were in like, it won't this time frame. It was like maybe like in the 1800s, 1900s or something. And I saw us in a house like practicing like witchcraft and stuff, like practicing like hoodoo and things like that. And then I've also, with some of my spirit guides, with some of my ancestors that I've connected with, some of them actually worked with Greek deities, as well as some of them worked with Norse. But yeah, that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother topic for another day, about how I found that out, how I discovered that through dreams and everything like that. And yeah, everything that I went through the past 5 years led me up to this point of writing this book. And everything that I went through the past 5 years, from the friends that I went through, the mentors that I went through, all taught me something about myself that I needed to know. And I am more grateful for what I've been through, because the way I came out believing in myself more, believing in who I am more, my gifts, my confidence and stuff, this did not come overnight. It took a lot of healing. It took a lot of growing. It took a lot of tears, a lot of anger, a lot of questioning. There was a point in time where I was questioning God, which I think we all go through that point in our journey where we question God. Why is this happening to me? Like, why did, why, a lot of why. And it's not happening to you, but it's happening for you. And is everything 100% right now? No. But am I proud? Yes. Am I grateful? Yes. Sometimes I've been really up since I've started this book. I've been really emotional, but not in sadness, but more of in gratitude, more in being thankful, more in just embracing how far I come, and realizing that, I did that. Like, I did it. I didn't wait for nobody else to come save me. Just like Sweet. I didn't wait for nobody else to come save me. I did it myself. So I just realized that this video is actually 28 minutes long, and I did not think that it was going to be this long. But this is just a foundation video. I am going to make another video where I come back and go more into details about certain symbolism and stuff. I could make a video where I break down each chapter, but I feel like that's going to be too much. But I do want to make a video where I come and I go more into depth into it. If y'all have any more questions for me, you can comment them down below, and I'll try to answer them in the comments, or, make another video. I mean, based on how many comments I get, maybe I can make a whole nother video addressing more stuff. Yeah, this hair is on me, y'all. But I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for all the support in regards to this book. And I hope to see y'all in the movies when this come out. I just saw the year 2029 in my head, but anyway. When this movie come out, I'm looking forward to seeing y'all in the movie theaters. Red carpet premiere. We manifesting over here. I'm putting my glasses back on, y'all. But red carpet premiere, all that good stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna end this video. It's already at 30 minutes. I'm gonna end this video. Again, I love y'all so much, and until next time. Shit, I gotta clean these out. But anyway, until next time, peace.